Hey there, cherries. It's Jessica here from A Cherry on Top, and today I am making an adorable knitted snowman. This kit is from Hardycraft, and I've made quite a few of their projects before. I really love them. I love just really everything about them. They're so cute. They're easy to follow. I always say with these, if you can knit or crochet a square, then you could do one of these kits. But I really wanted to focus on this video how to read the patterns for these, because it can look like a foreign language when you're just sitting there looking at it. There are acronyms and numbers, and it can just look like a lot, but really when you break it down, it is not very complicated. So if you noticed when I first grabbed this ball of yarn, there was a little tab in the center saying start here. So I pulled from there, and using that strand from the center is an easier way to start working, because then your skein of yarn isn't flopping around quite so much as you're going through and working with it. It just can sit on your desk or sit in your bag or wherever you're working, and you can just keep pulling from it. So I started this with casting on, just like it said, and now I'm getting to my first row. All of these patterns do have a section for the abbreviations. So here I have ST, which means stitches. So that's how many stitches I need to cast on or knit. We have a K, which is knit, which is what I am doing right now. There is also purling, which when you're knitting, if you alternate rows between knit and purl, you get that nice V shape along your work, which I really like. I do have the timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip to how do I do KFB, or what does that stand for, or what does a knit stitch look like, or a purl stitch, you can just go in the description and click on that timestamp, and it'll make it a little bit quicker and easier for you. I'm starting here doing mostly knit stitches, and there is a little KFB I'm doing in here, which is knit front to back, and that is adding an extra loop with each of those stitches. So I'll get into that a little bit later in the video, but just so you know, those are some of the different abbreviations that I'll be working with and showing. This row is a purl row, and that means instead of having my needle get added on in the back, I am poking it into the front. So my right hand needle is poking to the front of my left hand needle. And then I'm wrapping around the yarn and bringing it back and taking it off the loop. So this is purl. And like I quickly mentioned, if you alternate doing one row knit, one row purl, that's how you get those nice V's. So this whole row is going to be purled. And at any point you can also slow down this video or speed up the video, pause anywhere, and even do it along with me. Something that I like to do as I'm going along my patterns is I put a little dot next to the rows that I've already completed. Next is this T/M, which means up to and including. It's originally a Dutch word, but so for example, this row says 13, meaning row 13, T/M 15. That means I would knit rows 13, 14, and 15. The next abbreviation I have on here is ST space ST, which stands for stockinette stitch. And this means I continue with my knit on one row and purl on the next. So I just keep going knit on one row, purl on the next until I have completed those rows. The next stitch I'm showing is K number 2 and TOG, which stands for knit 2 together. And this is easier than what you'd think. You literally just grab 2 of the stitches on your needle and knit them together. So this particular line of the pattern that I'm following says knit 2 regular and then knit 2 together, then knit 2. And I am just repeating this throughout the whole line. So I'm coming up to another knit 2 together here. So you can see I'm grabbing 2 stitches. I am putting them both on my needle and wrapping around the yarn just how I would on a regular stitch, and going over and sliding them off the needle. So it's really the same type of thing that you would do regularly, just with 2 stitches. The next stitch is KFB, which means knit into the front and the back loops of each stitch. So this is a way to add on stitches to a project. It takes 1 stitch and turns it into 2. This line in my pattern says to knit 2, then knit 1 front to back, and then knit 3. So here is my first knit front to back stitch. I first knitted it normally, and instead of sliding that stitch off after that first normal stitch, I went to the back of the stitch and knitted there as well. So that turned 1 stitch into 2 stitches. Now I am knitting regularly again because of my pattern, and here is another knit front to back. So again, I knit normally, I slide it into the back, wrap around, and pull that through before it's done. With just those stitches, I was able to complete everything on the snowman. So I have the body, the nose, the scarf, the hat, all of the little accessories. And now I'm going to start pulling it off of the needle and sewing it all together. I started with pulling it off of my knitting needle using a sewing needle. This is a bigger one that has a bigger hoop in it that I can fit the yarn through. And then I'm just going down and stitching this all together. You don't have to be too fancy with this project. This seam is in the back, so really it just needs to get fused together. I also want to mention that this video is for our January YouTube hop, which means if you watch this video, leave a comment in the comment section below, and then also check out the other videos in our hop and leave comments on those videos as well. You'll be entered to win a $25 A Cherry on Top gift card, and that is perfect heading into this new year, and hopefully you can do some shopping with that. We also have some new design team members this year, so this is our first look at all of them. And back to this project, after I have it mostly stitched, I can add in the fluff. They vacuum form this fluff, so it's nice and compact, but I like to fluff it up before I add it into my projects. So I did a little fluffing and then some stuffing. I know right now this snowman doesn't look like much, but believe me, once I start adding the accessories, it will really fill out and be adorable. I ended up backtracking a little bit on this project, which you'll see in a minute, but I had it all fully stuffed and sewn up, and then I realized it wouldn't stand nicely, or I really had to balance it to get it to stand. And I think that's totally fine if you're using this as a stuffed animal or something like that, or like more of a toy. But I wanted to use it as decoration, so I wanted it to be able to stand up and stand nicely. Where how I had it, how I'm doing it and showing it right now, it just kept falling over. So I actually ended up unstitching it and taking some of the stuffing out and adding in a weight. So you'll see that in just a minute here, but I thought I would still show, if you did want it as a stuffed animal, how you could close it up like that as well. I have given a lot of these as gifts before. I think they're so cute. I've made a lot of them for baby shower gifts. They're just cute and they're so fun to make. But this one I wanted to keep for myself and use it as decoration. So you can see here I pulled some of that stuffing out, I undid my stitching, and I was looking for a weight. I think you could use like a little sandbag or something like that, but I wanted to just grab something I had in my craft room. So I had this modeling paste in a jar. It's kind of like Play-Doh in a little jar. And I was like, that would be perfect because it's already white, so you're not gonna see it, and it has a flat base. So I opened up the hole wide enough where I could shove that in there, and it actually works really, really well. It adds the weight that it needed, and it has that flat base. Now it just stands up really, really nicely. So I am happy that I backtracked and redid it. Let me know how you would do that, if you would add it as a stand or just keep it more as a cute stuffed animal. Now I have all of my pieces and I just have to stitch them together. Again, I'm grabbing my sewing needle and threading it through, getting everything all attached. And this is really when it starts taking shape and looking adorable like I knew it would. I would love to hear if you would try one of these kits. They also come with crochet kits. I've done many of the crochet ones as well. Let me know also if you would like to see a crochet video like this. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching and Happy New Year!